a deeper valley than just the initial stun.
Yeah. So let's have a look at what the next battleground is gonna be. Ladies and gentlemen, Leftovers choice, and they're taking us to Dragonshire. We saw how effective their rotations were on the Tomb of the Spider Queen. Now they're taking us to the second most heavily rotation-friendly map in the form of that Dragonshire. And also, just an interesting fact, is that the Master of the Cold Dark portrait that they're almost all using there?
Yes, it
Could
is.
this be a mark of things to come, Grubby? We will have to see.
It's all right,
it's put hope in my
interlopers.
heart.
Kel'Thuzad, of course, is playable here. It's the Kel'Thuzad patch. He hasn't seen much play yet here recently, but he's a possible option. But of course, we can't forget about Black Kidney's favorite mage play, Chromie. Once again, a very good map for it. Previously banned out by the good guys, and could be a play if Team Good Guys decide to leave it through. Yeah,
it was banned out, like you said, in the first game. Pretty good chance I think it's going to be banned again this time. It seems that focusing Linked as the choke point is ineffectual, because Leftovers were able to play around that very heavily. I do like the banning of the TAS from either of the teams here. Both of these teams have been known to play him to incredible effect, so no issue with that one at all.
Yeah, Vala, Cassia are popular picks for either team, and they synergize really well with Tassadar. And of course, Arthas is also a very popular pick here for both teams, in the point of putting him in the top lane. And he's got self-mana sustain, self-heal sustain. What more would you want from a solo laner?
Yeah, exactly. Now, to right now, most of these teams, they have these players have all played against each other consistently, because they were playing in the same Open Division together just a phase ago when, yeah, it was actually, oh my god, it was actually Good Guys who beat Leftovers.
Yes, it was.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was the semi-finals. Yeah, so Good Guys did actually beat Leftovers in the last phase semi-finals to make it to the Crucible. So this isn't just a Crucible match, this is a revenge match. They're just like, this spot was ours all along. Yeah. That's cool. Didn't even think about that.
But things will happen in their own time, and maybe Leftovers will do it this time. Or maybe the Good Guys against the odds, I guess, will keep their spot. The Leftovers, they looked like the best of Open Division. Good Guys, the worst of Pro Division, but they're still a fantastic team. And so whoever wins this will be a pro gamer for that first half of the year in 2018 and be playing with the big boys and be able to make it to things like Western Clash, Mid-Season Brawl, and eventually BlizzCon 2018.
Absolutely. Gonna be hype. And remember, guys, BlizzCon's not that far away. So if you are able to get yourself down to Anaheim to visit, you absolutely should. And if not, then the virtual ticket will be available so you can watch it all online. And if you just want the HGC, that's still going to be available for you to watch as well.
Everything's starting on October 26th. But for now, map number 2 between Leftovers and Team Good Guys. It's going to be Dragonshire. Map choice by Leftovers. That means Good Guys will have first ban and first pick.
Let's see what we go for here. What's the priority? TAS is banned out. Both of these teams still along the same lines here. As we wait for Leftovers ban, just a quick reminder that even after this series is over, this is a best of 7, so you've got plenty of matches to go. Do not go anywhere. But after it's done, you need to stick around because there's going to be a very hype match between the players from the American Crucible in the form of Heroes Half versus Even in Depth. Drafts going quick here. Uther was banned. Greymane first picked by Good Guys. Rhaegar and ETC for Leftovers. Oh my god, they're going fast. Stukov stolen here. So, and Gul'dan again. So, let's quickly break down what we've got so far and try and catch up. Greymane, one of the most heavy bursts, followed up by some burst protection in the form of Rhaegar. Good healing, and also one of the best combos with Greymane is Rhaegar. And ETC, the highest priority tank. The Stukov, potentially just a counter-steal here, and the potentially leaving them open to still double support. And it still does work with Gul'dan. Consistent healing, keeping him nice and topped up.
But that's pretty interesting, isn't it? Seeing Stukov this highly up the priorities is not something we saw yesterday in the other European Crucible match.
No, it was not. Gul'dan, Stukov was not really picked at all. I think it was picked once, maybe?
Yeah, maybe once.
Yeah, there was a really good flailing strike, I remember. I'm seeming to remember.
Yeah, there was a Stukov by Diamond Skin on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
That was the one.
It's one of their 2 losses. And for the rest, not really. So completely different playstyle here by both teams. It was just the one Stukov.
Cool. Once again, the Chromie, very similar to the Abatha from last series. Chromie getting banned out in the second rotation here, as opposed to the first rotation, though. But the Gul'dan priority, once again, Pro Division teams, they love this Gul'dan. Diamond skin almost every single game yesterday, and this time, good guys, 2 out of 2.
And that means that if Chromie ever wants to be picked up by Leftovers, it would have to be in the first 2 slots. But for now, we have a very strong front line. Leftovers traditionally would go something like Arthas here in the second rotation of picks and another support. Do they want to play it that way, or will they be going for their assassin again in one of the early picks?
Let us see here.
So you're against Greymane. Arthas is pretty solid against Greymane. Yeah. He's not fantastic against either Stukov or Gul'dan.
For damage dealers, you still have your classics open. Lunara, Vala, Cassia all still open. They bring out the Lunara. Stukov, once again, does do very solid AoE healing, so this is not the worst matchup for good guys. They're not being forced into anything with this. This is just fine. They just, Ariel, Lunara, Rhaegar is just really good.
Lieutenant Morales and Anub'arak come out, so it's double support for good guys, double assassin with Morales, with Anub'arak as their solo frontliner. The solo laner for good guys, from the looks of it, would be Greymane, or they could be running a 2-3 split as well. Whereas for Leftovers, there is not really a solo laner yet. It could be Rhaegar if there's another assassin pick, or it could be Arthas to round things out for Leftovers.
Let's see what they do here. Second tank, more damage. Something we were slow, perhaps. If they did go for second tank, Arthas, like you said earlier, would have been lovely. It's going to have issues against Gul'dan, but combining that with the unfair advantage is just so good.
Could also be something more special. It's going to be Dahaka.
Yeah, rotational ability, good solo laning. Who's the solo laner for good guys? Probably Greymane?
Yeah, it could be Greymane. It could be Greymane plus Morales.
Could be Gul'dan, I guess. He does have infinite sustain if he's not bullied.
He would get fewer stacks. He's a bit harder to juke and jive and dodge the enemy ganks. For Leftovers, though, I want to point out that Dahaka, he's a solo laner, but something Leftovers does a lot is breaking the rules of early static lanes. So don't be surprised if Dahaka burrows bottom lane at level 5 for a 5-man bottom, just to gain domination of that lane and then slowly meander his way back up again. Something Leftovers is willing to do. I don't know about the laning setup for Team Good Guys yet, exactly how they're going to be doing it.
Indeed, like, it's all very in the open. We could very see Stukov even in the solo lane. He can clear reasonably well with lurking arms, so
it depends if they believe in the strength of their 4-man.
Exactly.
So do they want to just park someone in top lane, not doing much, not pushing, just holding the line?
They could do a 2-1-2. Like, Morales Gul'dan can hold pretty much every lane, just use an infinite sustain. And then you could just put Greymane Stukov in the top lane if they wanted to, and Anub'arak in mid.
There's a lot of options, but we don't know exactly where Good Guys is going yet, and that's working in their favor. They could even do like a 5-man top rush, trying to take down some towers. It'll be up to Leftovers to solve that equation. But Dragonshire is a very cool map. There's a lot of nuances about how to split, how to lane, and how to group, because there's always 3 points of contention simultaneously with those 2 shrines and then the Dragon Knight.
As a reminder, we are playing on the Kel'Thuzad patch, so that Dragon Knight is still currently absolutely awesome.
It's fast and it's still stoppable. So you can stun it, root it, slow it. You can bang it about a bit with Stitch's hook, if you will. So it's not, it's not like the live patch yet. Garrosh can pull it in with Warbreaker, but he can't
throw it.
He can't toss it. Nobody tosses a Dragon Knight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for game number 2 of the European Crucible Day number 2, and it's going to be Team Good Guys versus the Leftovers. And spawning on the left-hand side, it is the said Good Guys, currently 0-1, a little bit behind, but it's Kronaz playing on that Stukov. Wants to steal it here, BKB playing on the Anub'arak. Zay3 with the Gul'dan this time again. He was really good last time. Anti-hero on Greymane for a little bit of burst follow-up, and Raid Boss, he is on that Morales. Infinite sustain, please.
Now, will he go for that grenade again? We will see. For Leftovers, it's going to be Lauber on the ETC. Linked is going to be on Rhaegar. We have, of course, the assassin John Paul Diva, formerly known to most of you as Hot Sis Better, Blakidney on Ariel, and Potiboss on Dahaka.
We immediately see a Totem Scout by Linked. Does not want to get himself caught out, but still wants some vision. Kronas hiding his spray. We can see your spray under there, friend. It was very nice. And both teams, completely the opposite of what we saw yesterday, just refusing to go for that 5-man group up. Instead, just having a nice little relaxing session in the lanes, waiting to see how their opponent's lane setup begins to progress.
Yeah, a lot of information hiding by either team, not showing in the lane unnecessarily, just like, hi, this is my lane setup, how are you doing? It's much better to hide info if you're not looking to do a quick push on the tower or to kill the minion wave fast. And we do indeed have a 2-1-2 split for the most part. We didn't predict it. Gul'dan Stukov in the top, Morales Greymane below, and Anub'arak just to hold the line in middle.
Not the exact lineup I would have expected, but it still works out very nicely. Gul'dan does actually probably need less healing than Greymane, so it makes a bit more sense to put the hero that actually uses mana with him. So I do like the logic here.
Echoed Corruption for Gul'dan. We have that that ranged attack again by Stukov.
Spine launcher.
Now a lot of range all the way back to the core as he actually got taken out.
Oh, yeah, that's so much range, but yeah, it doesn't give him that much attack range. But good kill early on by the Dahaka here. And already both shrines. Oh, nice move in bot lane. That was very close.
Well, that was perfect play by Lauber. BKB not with enough commitment to actually stop that Dragon Knight, but luckily for him, Anti-Hero and Raid Boss took that shrine in the nick of time. Leftovers again with the channel. Linked, will he get the Dragon Knight? 156 yesterday in 132. But not quite that fast, but here we go.
They are in a hurry. The Dragon Knights are coming thick and fast in the last couple of days. As Linked already making plays, taking down one tower, easily a second. BKB doesn't do the damage on his own to be able to clear up this Dragon Knight. So in theory, perhaps instead of rotating, could have just stayed there. But finally, we see the reactionary play of Stukov and Gul'dan coming down to this bot lane. Didn't actually, yeah, he did get both towers. So Linked's going to move up to the top lane. You can see his duration is actually slightly lower than his health, so he's completely fine to tank up these towers.
Exactly. And one cool thing that is happening more and more recently is to go for that top lane rather than working right away on the win condition of the bottom lane, where it's easiest to kill the core. Going top, weakening the position of the solo or double laner in the top lane, and trying to get that healing fountain, the most tasty price of all. But they will not be able to get quite that far. Still really good progress.
That tower! That tower! It won't die! It's so close!
It's so healthy.
It's
perfectly fine to go live there. There's no danger.
Look, there's some slight damp in the walls, but it's fine. It's fine.
A little bit of Maldew, but overall not too unpleasing a place.
But the neighbors are great. Dahaka comes in.
Exactly.
As we see BKB and Kronas clearing up this gap. A raid immediately from leftovers. The Tainment Strike. Silence is dropped. He just power slides through it and just takes it anyway. Nicely done.
Lauber with another free siege camp, which will now need to be dealt with. Gives leftovers a little bit more wriggling room in the lane, and they're pushing with Ariel Lunara in a siege camp in the bottom lane, damaging towers even more.
Once again, seeing the same build from Morales. Blast Shield already coming in. And this time we're seeing Gul'dan going with the improved life tap. Extra mana, which once again means less healing required is the idea behind this one.
Yeah, because his team only has 2 supports.
Yeah, how could he ever get enough healing? Not like he also has a healing ability of his own to add on to that too.
Yeah. But, well, maybe it means he doesn't go for Hunger for Power. Oh, he does.
Nope, Hunger for Power.
It's such a laning map though. I wonder why he doesn't take Consume Soul. Maybe... well, I'm not sure. Because Consume Soul is such a nice bait. You drop low, people think they can take you out, suddenly you double tap minions. But
I guess he's scared about fighting on the shrines?
Yeah, or in the middle of the lane, wants to stay really far back to respect ETC and Dahaka.
Speaking of respecting ETC, moving a little bit of play onto BKB, forcing him to back up over the wall.
Next shrines will activate in 8 seconds. And leftovers, they're a little bit ahead, but it's not enough to guarantee them a Dragon Knight. Play will have to be good in order to take it. Anti-Hero with the pullback. So far only 0-1 in takedowns. That one unfortunate Stukov early game. Let's talk about power spikes. Power spikes for Team Good Guys it would be when Gul'dan gets Ruinous Affliction at 16 and his quest itself. Kronas.
Yeah, no
easy
chance.
takedown.
No chance. He knew he was dead. A little bit of style added in there. No problems with that. And once again, both alters currently in favor of Leftovers. They're going to attempt to make a play onto mid lane, forcing back BKB. HGC rotated from mid lane up to top lane to try and prevent anyone from stealing that. Greymane tried, but HGC knew it was too late. And there's the Dragon Knight going over to Leftovers.
So we have Gul'dan waiting for his quest and his talent. So we have Greymane, he gets Hunter's Blunderbuss at 20, which is great, makes him do a lot of damage very safely. But I wouldn't say that Team Good Guys is a late game team. Horrify at 20 is amazing, of course, but overall, Team Good Guys, they have a good team early, mid, and late game. It's pretty balanced. Whereas Leftovers, once they get Lunara really high level, that would be quite a powerful point. I think Leftovers has the slightly better late game with having a global on the Haka and Lunara herself with a better scaling poison damage than other heroes scale. So the fact that Leftovers is doing well early bodes really well for them.
It really does. They're looking super solid here. By the way, that one tower to rule them all finally just fell into the top lane.
Yeah, Lauber breathed down on it and it fell.
But yeah, we see the heroics coming in here. Isolation, Stage Dive, Crystal Aegis, Thornwood Vine, and the Ancestral Healing.
On the other side, Horrify, Cursed Bullet, Cocoon. And this sheds a lot of light on the strategy for Team Good Guys. Cocoon, presumably Ariel, remove that Crystal Aegis possibility and then burn down one of the tanks with Cursed Bullet. Now Stage Dive, ETC comes in, Kronas with the flailing swipe, but it will get blocked.
Lorber trying to turn it around. Kronos is still very far forward. He gets a lot of protection coming in from Rainbow Snow. Cocoon is dropped as well, and that's enough to allow the Good Guys to disengage. But they burned almost everything. They still have Stimstone, they still have Curse, their damage abilities. But on the other side, they still have Aegis, they still have Ancestral, they have Thornwood, but they always have Thornwood, so that one kind of doesn't count.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a heroic you count as being up or down. It's almost the same as her level 7 talent. Just spreading poison is the main big deal here. But Team Good Guys will not be able to fight for a while. In this case, Cocoon was used to stop flanking the Haka, which is also a very valid use of it.
And we see the quick clear linked, killing off those mercenaries as fast as he can. He has Lightning Bond, so it does not take him much time at all, and even using his totem to make sure he's sustained without having to burn too much mana.
Team Good Guys has been on the back foot for the most part. BKB generally having to use his Burrow Charge as an escape rather than an engage. And if you're wondering why Team Good Guys feels passive, it's because there's always lane pressure against them. And that generally points to a slightly lower amount of wave clear or slightly less efficient at rotating. There's a Bruiser Camp pushing into the top forward. A bit more vision for Leftovers. Now with the engage though, BKB with the Burrow Charge, no follow-up yet. Yeah. Gul'dan not in position to Horrify. Would have been an absolutely amazing opportunity.
If he had Horrified though, the cleanse would have potentially blocked it on the Lunara. We actually saw legs burning the cleanse there. Means it's not available, but the quick reactions nonetheless always good to have.
So this is the time Good Guys would be happy to fight, despite being down a talent. Now with the Cocoon, Horrify is available. This should be a kill on Ariel.
Stage Dive, silence is good. Ancestral lands on Ariel. She takes a long way around, turns it round with the Sacred Sweep. Morales gets dropped. Anti-hero gets stim drone just for the movement speed to leave. BKB trying desperately to tunnel the freedom. There's the slow. Thornwood Vine. Is the shield up? BKB shield, heal. He's so low. Is the reset up again?
No, it would not be up yet.
It's so close.
Well, he's still got a shield. He can always activate.
Yeah, he survived. BKB barely getting away there.
So the Ariel kill did not work out. Cocoon lasting a little bit too long here. It would be cool if Anubrak had a button to start disintegrating that Cocoon again before it's time. But for now, Leftovers with the turnaround, the Stage Dive, the Power Slide double hit, and they save and they salvage.
Yep, absolutely. Ariel, Ancestral, ETC Stage Dive, and then just turning around and dropping the Sacred Sweep. Really nicely done with the blinding as well, so there was no extra damage coming out there. Anub looking to try and make the counterplay. Lover though with the beautiful face melt, it's not happening.
Gul'dan 34 out of 40 stacks on the Echo Corruption. Grenade not doing quite as well for Lieutenant Morales. Only 10 out of 30 stacks. And the Dragon Knight taking down the top fort. A typical divide and conquer pincer, not a pincer attack, a two-pronged attack. One at the north by Dragon Knight alone, and 4 in the bottom lane. Now, once again, pressuring the keep wall. Leftovers are relentless, taking down keep towers.
Yeah, and the fact is they can see whenever the good guys rotate, basically, because the Dragon Knight wasn't being pressured. The Dragon Knight's finally expired, though, so that is what forced them to back up here. BKB, he's in position to, he was looking in position to potentially punish, and there is the Cocoon. What can they make out of this?
Here we go, Power Slide not available. Impale is available, so is Fortify, Cleanse immediately. Now, they didn't burn much. This is wise. They knew Linked will have that Cleanse. And so, good guys doesn't burn. They're very important heroics in Horrify. The next engage will have to happen without Cocoon. And if it happens in the next 30 seconds, Horrify could be huge, because Cleanse is not available.
Yes, it could. We see reactive Ballista pause, by the way. Stukov realizing that he is potentially the engaged target a lot of times due to being so far forward. Because, yeah, he gets range with Spine Launcher, but it's not a lot of range. So he still, it's nice to have that self-protection ability.
John Paul Diva with the crown here, giving energy to Ariel. In the meantime, engage on Lauber. He's got stage dive, and he will get away! Dodging the Horrify!
So close! A split second too late, and Lauber smugly flees to his team in the bot lane.
You can just imagine him being smug. See you guys.
Peace, I'm out. As HGC leaves. Top 4 shall be taken, though, and immediately prompts a port from the good guys as that guess where leftovers are. That's right, it's back in bot lane, and they're killing your stuff.
Cool interrupt by Potiboss on BKB. It means Anubrak will not be back with his team. He's still running away from the Haka, who can burrow charge in anytime he wants to. Deep Tunnel still chasing.
He's being dragged back, actually. He's having a really rough time up there. Anub just can't escape.
He just burrow charged away and Potiboss is still chasing.
He's so fast. Race card to Haka. He is one short of fully stacked, and that's still super fast.
What a
really
troll.
Cool. And as such, bot keep was taken with no chance for reactionary play.
Anubarak, BKB, where were you?
Dude, there was a Dahaka. It was super irritating.
Yeah, right. We didn't see him.
What Dahaka? He's not that fast. Why did you just mount up? I hate you guys.
BKB now with the revenge play. Cursed Bullet misses.
Lauber getting silenced, but able to walk away here. Potiboss, here's the good flaming swipe, but surprise, it's Lauber again. Double power slide, Horrify hits nothing. The stim drone is on the Greymane, but he's doing no damage. It's a full retreat. Isolation focusing onto Grodaz, who looks like he may actually escape here, but not so lucky for Zay3, who is taken down.
But he does have his quest complete.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Fantastic. Small silver linings, Grubby.
Small losses in the meantime.
Small losses like the keep.
Yeah.
And the core.
Of course, one keep it down. Now, this is a 13-minute Dragon Knight, and it looks like Leftovers is actually going to be going for the core. And this is quite an ambitious play, as Team Good Guys will be getting their level 16 momentarily. Gul'dan is back soon, but they know Horrify is out. I don't know that this all-in can work on the core.
Well, they're trying it. We said the words potentially too greedy earlier on while describing some of Leftovers' decision-making, but right now, that core is dropping, Grubby. Cocoon is dropped. Link going to kill that off with his Lightning Shield very quickly. Link's immediately ancestraling Blackitney as well. Jump Ball Diva, damage output. What can you say about that, Grubby? GG. Leftovers taking game number 2 as well. And they are now only 2 wins away from the HGC Europe Pro Division.
Yeah, very clean execution there on the core. Not wasting any damage on any of the defending heroes. Can always be an interesting challenge. If someone is out of position, do you take them down first in order to make it easier to go for the core? Or do you ignore entirely every member of the sprawling defense squad and go straight for the core? And they did. It was clean. And they get an under 14-minute victory here with a 2-0 lead now in the best of 7.
Exactly, a 2-0 lead in the best of 7, and now it's kind of up to Good Guys to really just reset themselves. Luckily, they have a chance legitimate as we're going to head to a very quick break so the players can use the bathroom and stuff. When we come back, it'll be game number 3 of the European Crucible.
It's a perfect day for some mayhem!